Bonjour tout le monde. On va commencer avec chapitre 4, des voyages intéressants. We'll be talking about some interesting trips.
Chapitre 4. Des voyages intéressants.
Dans la photo ici, vous pouvez voir le TGV ou train grande vitesse, which means a high-speed train, which you've heard of before.
Les trains d'hier et d'aujourd'hui.
On va parler des trains d'hier et aujourd'hui. This is trains of yesterday and of today. The trains of yesterday and of today.
Le tableau des lignes de banlieue.
So tableau, we know, is a chalkboard. It's a painting, but here it's this board here. And this is the board at the station that you see that will show you what trains are leaving. And this means the suburb lines. So banlieue is a suburb. You know what a suburb is? It's like a small town or a big town that's outside a major metropolitan area. So, you know, people might commute, say even from Cornwall to New York City. We're in the banlieue. Okay, that's a suburb. So this is the table or the board, I should say, of suburb lines. And by lines, we mean each train line. Starting from one place, going to another, that's a line. By the way, if you are having trouble writing on your vocabulary page for Mot 1 in Chapitre 4, if you just turn one more page, you'll see a blank page there for vocabulary. It gives you more space. So if you want to write your definitions down there, please feel free to do so.
Les lignes de banlieue sont les trains qui desservent les villages et les petites villes autour d'une grande ville.
All right, so this is basically just a definition of les lignes de banlieue. What are they? These suburb lines are the trains which serve the villages and the small cities around a large city. Autour de, this expression here, autour de, means around. All right, so one more time. The suburb lines, or the lines of the suburbs, are the trains which serve the villages and the small towns or cities around a large city.
Le tableau des grandes lignes.
And now this is a board for the larger lines, and by that we mean trains that go from city to city or maybe from a city out of the country. So you can take a train, for instance, from Paris to somewhere in Germany or London. These would be your grande ligne. So this is the board of big lines.
Les grandes lignes sont les trains qui desservent les grandes villes en France et dans les autres pays.
So the large lines are the trains that serve the large cities in France and in other countries. Pays is country. In France and in other countries.
Ah zut, j'ai raté le train. Le train est déjà parti.
Oh darn, I missed the train. The train has already left. This is the passé composé avec être, because partir is using être. It's a Dr. and Mrs. P. Vandertramp verb, partir, and it takes être as its helping verb in the passé composé. Look at this ER verb, rater. Rater means to miss a thing. All right, so you miss something, not a person. We use a different verb for that. That's monkey. So, oh darn, I missed the train. The train already left. This is the passé composé we see here, with avoir and être.
Un siège réglable.
Okay, so they're missing an accent mark here. You should have your accent grave over this E. Réglable means reclining. So this is a reclining seat. A reclining seat.
Le couloir.
Couloir is, here it's the aisle. It can be a hallway. You remember côté couloir is an aisle seat. So here's the aisle. That goes down the center of the train here. Aisle is A-I-S-L-E. That's how you spell aisle. A-I-S-L-E.
La voiture d'un train moderne a un couloir central.
The car of a modern train has, this is avoir, a central aisle. Okay, a central aisle. That means that the aisle that runs down the train in a newer train, in a modern train, goes down the middle of the train. Has a central aisle.
Il y a 2 sièges de chaque côté.
There are 2 seats, as you can see over here, 2 seats on each side. So you have 2 seats here, 2 seats here, and then the couloir central, right down the middle.
Le contrôleur est entré dans la voiture.
All right, here's the passé composé avec être again. Entrée takes être. The contrôleur, or the conductor, he's the contrôleur. He's not the guy who drives the train, but he's the ticket man. He's the guy who comes around and checks your ticket. And we use contrôle as a verb as well. So the contrôleur entered, this is the past tense, passé composé, entered the car. And in French we say dans la voiture, in the car, because remember, it's very literal. When you're in the train, you're not on the train. Like in English we say you're on the train. That would put us on top of the train. But we are actually in the train. So the controller entered in the car.
Il a contrôlé les billets.
And here we see contrôler as an ER verb in the passé composé. He controlled or he checked the tickets. He controlled or he checked the tickets. Now we see an old-fashioned train. So this is going to be un train d'hier, a train of yesterday.
Un compartiment.
And those old trains, they had these really cool compartments all the way down the train on one side. And if you're going from country to country in Europe, you might even get what's called a sleeping car train, where they had these couchettes, these little bunks that would kind of come down, fold down out of the wall, and if you were sleeping overnight on the train. So this word is a cognate, it's just a compartment.
Debout.
You know debout, that means standing.
Assis.
And assis is seated.
Les vieux trains avaient des compartiments.
The old trains had compartments. The old trains had some compartments. This is what tense here? You just learned it in chapter 3. That is the imparfait. It's another past tense, like the passé composé, but we use it to talk about something in the past that was ongoing. So the old trains had some compartments. That was the environment, that was the description.
De temps en temps, il n'y avait pas de place disponible.
De temps en temps, everybody loves that expression, right? From time to time. There weren't, again, I have the imparfait here, there weren't any available seats. So disponible means available. And we use place here to refer to the seat, place, you know. There's no available places. There's no available seats. This is il y a. There is or there are. It's in the negation, and it's also in the imparfait. So it means there weren't any. Il n'y avait pas de. There weren't any available seats.
Tous les compartiments étaient complets.
All the compartments were full. To be complet means to be full. All the seats are taken.
Il y avait des voyageurs debout dans le couloir.
There were, again, to say there were, il y avait, some travelers standing in the aisle. There were some travelers standing in the aisle.
Le paysage.
Paysage, this is what you see here. It's the countryside. And when you're on the TGV, you're going very, very fast. And you look out the window at the beautiful countryside, but your head kind of has to keep up because you're going so fast. Paysage, you know this word pays is country. Paysage, that is the countryside.
Le TGV est un train à grande vitesse.
The TGV is a train at large speed. So in other words, the TGV, the TGV is a high-speed train.
Il roule très vite.
It goes really fast. Now you know the verb to go is aller. But when we're talking about transportation, like a car or a train or a bus, we use the ER verb rouler. So it rolls. It goes very quickly. It goes very quickly.
Le paysage est splendide.
The countryside is splendid. All right, le TGV est en train à grande, can you fill in the blank? Vitesse. Mon amie arrive en retard à la gare. Uh-oh, she arrived late. So what happened? Elle rate le train. She misses the train. Les grandes lignes. What do they do? For the big cities in France, desservent. This looks like the verb servir. It's a little bit different. Desserve, desservir. So the big lines serve the big cities in France. Il n'y a pas de place disponible et je dois rester. There aren't any available seats and I have to stay standing, debout. Quand je voyage en train, j'aime regarder. When I travel by train, I like to look at, what do you like to look at? What does Madame Mayo like to look at? The paysage. All right, that's mot un, my friends. Remember, you can always stop the video, rewind if you missed something, and fill it in. And you can also go through and listen and practice at home on your own for pronunciation. Au revoir, à la prochaine.